Alright, this is the joint decision. UFC 321 full card predictions and breakdown. We're rolling through every fight on this card. Early prelims, main card. If there's an unsurprising robbery, I'm on it. We'll break down the matchups, look at the odds, and see what the fighters have been up to heading into this weekend. Then I'll give you my picks, some quick reasoning, and maybe even a baked take or two. It's all about figuring out who's going to spark up the octagon and who's burning my parlays. So grab a drink, roll one up, and let's get into it. Kicking off the card, we've got Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki Inoue. Jacqueline Amorim is 30 and 5'3", with a record of 10 and 1. She submitted Cory McKenna and Vanessa Demopoulos via armbar in 2024. Then she choked out Polyana Viana via rear naked choke in April 2025. Mizuki Inoue is 31 and 5'3", with a record of 15 and 6. She won a split decision over Yanan Wu in her 2019 UFC debut, then lost a unanimous decision to Amanda Lemos in 2020, but won one over Hannah Goldie in 2023. The odds have Amorim as the minus 450 favourite, leaving Inoue as the plus 350 underdog. 91% of Topology are backing Amorim, with 64% predicting a submission. Amorim is a finisher, only going the distance once and losing. She's got 2 knockouts and 8 submissions, whereas Inoue has 1 more submission with 9. She's got 6 decision wins and 5 decision losses. None of her fights have ended by knockout. Inoue seems like the better submission choice here, but she hasn't gotten one since 2016 on Invicta. Whereas Amorim has finished all her last 3 fights by submission, even getting performance of the night for the sub over McKenna. I think she continues the run here and gets the win again. My official pick is Amorim by submission. Azat Maxim versus Mitch Raposo. Azat Maxim is 30 and 5'7", with a record of 15 and 2. He won a split decision over Tyson Nam in his 2023 UFC debut, but lost unanimous decisions to both Charles Johnson in 2024 and then Tagiru Lambekov in June 2025. Mitch Raposo is 27 and 5'5", with a record of 9 and 3. He sparked out Justin Valentin on Cage Titans in 2024, but lost split decisions to both Andre Lima in 2024 and then Sumudaerji in April 2025. The odds have Maxim as the minus 340 favourite, leaving Raposo as the plus 265 underdog. 94% of Topology are backing Maxim, with 91% thinking it goes the distance. Both fighters have never been knocked out and have each got 4 knockout wins. Maxim has more submission wins with 5, never being submitted, only losing twice to the judges and winning 5 times. Raposo has been submitted once but has 3 submission wins, going the distance 4 times and winning half of them. Someone's about to get their 3rd loss, both coming in on a 2-fight losing skid, both fair losses, but I'd say Maxim lost to the better competition, whereas Raposo's losses were both split decisions. It's a hard one to judge, but I'm leaning Maxim. He's actually got a UFC win, plus the experience and height advantage. If he gets a finish, I'd expect it to be by submission, but I think it goes the distance. My official pick is Maxim by decision. Chris Barnett versus Hamdi Abdelwahab. Chris Barnett is 39 and 5'9", with a record of 23 and 9. He lost a technical unanimous decision to Martin Buday, but sparked out Jake Collier via ground and pound in 2022, before being sparked out himself by Kennedy Nzechukwu via knee to the body and punches in 2024. Hamdi Abdelwahab is 32 and 6'2", with a record of 4 and 1. He sparked out Matthew Strickland via knockout in 2022, won a split decision over Jamal Pogues in February, and lost a unanimous decision to Mohammed Usman in June, both in 2025. The odds have Abdelwahab as the minus 400 favourite, leaving Barnett as the plus 300 underdog. But Topology disagrees, with 55% backing Barnett and 86% predicting a knockout. Barnett has a bunch of knockouts, but only 2 of his 18 are in the UFC. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once, and lost 4 times to the judges, though he's also won 5 by decision. Abdelwahab's only loss is by decision, and he's also won a split decision. He's got 2 knockout wins and another via leg injury. He did beat Don'Tale Mayes, but that win was overturned after a failed drug test. A lot of people are backing Barnett here, despite the odds, the age, and the height gap. They believe in him, thinking he gets his 19th knockout. I disagree. He's been out since damaging his own foot by jumping before his last fight. Trying not to be harsh, but I don't think he's fixed the issue. Unless he can be his reckless athletic self throwing spinning kicks and wild stuff, I don't see him winning. He might shock everyone with a crazy knockout, but I think Abdelwahab plays it smart, keeps distance, picks his shots, or more likely grapples him for 3 rounds. My official pick is Abdelwahab by decision. Closing out the early prelims, Jose Delgado versus Nathaniel Wood. Jose Delgado is 27 and 5'11", with a record of 10-1. He sparked out Ernie Juarez via knee to the head to earn his UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series in 2024. Then in 2025, he sparked out Conor Matthews with an overhand right in February and Haider Amul via knee to ground strikes in June. Nathaniel Wood is 32 and 5'6", with a record of 21-6. He lost a unanimous decision to Muhammad Naimov in 2023, but bounced back with decision wins over Daniel Pineda in 2024 and Morgan Charrier in March 2025. The odds have Delgado as the -155 favourite, leaving Wood as the +130 underdog. 65% of Topology are backing Delgado, with 79% predicting a knockout. Delgado's only loss came in the only fight that's gone the distance. Every other win was a finish. 4 by submission and 6 by knockout, with 7 of them in the first round. Wood, on the other hand, has way more experience in longer fights. 8 wins by decision, 2 losses by decision, 2 submission losses, and 2 knockout losses. He's also got 7 knockouts and 6 submissions of his own. Wood's last 8 fights have all gone the distance, and his last finish was back in 2019. Delgado's last 7 have all been finishes, 2 submissions followed by a streak of 5 knockouts. If this goes the distance, it definitely favours Wood, but that's a big if. I think Wood can survive if he fights smart and stays defensively sound, but I don't think he makes it that far. Delgado's pressure and finishing ability are on another level right now. Everyone's confident he gets another knockout, and I agree. But I wouldn't rule out a sneaky submission either, even if only 1% of Topology does. Still, my official pick is Delgado by knockout. Opening up the prelims, Walter Walker versus Louis Sutherland. Walter Walker is 27 and 6'6", with a record of 14-1. He's on a wild run right now, 3 straight first-round heel hook submissions. He tapped out Junior Tafa in 2024, then Don'Tale Mayes in February, and most recently Kennedy Nzechukwu in July 2025. Louis Sutherland is 31 and 5'3", with a record of 10-3. He's been active this year. Sparked out Luis Carlos de Brito in February, won a unanimous decision over Matasalem dos Santos in April, and then sparked out Luke Newland in June 2025, all under LFL. The odds have Walker as the -340 favourite, leaving Sutherland as the +260 underdog. 93% of Topology are backing Walker, with 90% predicting a submission. Walker's turning into a full-on heel hook specialist. 6 knockouts, 5 submissions, and 4 decision wins, with his only loss coming on the cards. Sutherland's the complete opposite. 8 knockouts, 2 decisions, and all 3 of his losses by decision. No submission wins or losses at all, which makes this matchup pretty interesting. I will say, Walker's confidence in that heel hook game is sky high right now. Maybe a little too high. He's been diving for legs like it's guaranteed money, and it's worked so far. But that could easily backfire against a heavy-handed striker like Sutherland. I could totally see him overcommitting and eating a big shot for it. He is a Walker brother, after all. But until someone actually stops him, I can't pick against the trend. He's found his thing, and it's clearly working. I think he hunts for it again and gets it. My official pick is Walker by submission. Next up on the prelims, Mateusz Rebecki versus Ludovic Klein. Mateusz Rebecki is 33 and 5'7", with a record of 20-3. He was sparked out by Diego Ferreira via ground and pound, then won a split decision over Miktebek Orolbai in 2024, but lost a unanimous decision to Chris Duncan in August 2025. Ludovic Klein is 30 and 5'7", with a record of 23-5. He won unanimous decisions over Thiago Moises and Roosevelt Roberts in 2024, but lost one to Mateusz Gamrot in May 2025. The odds have Klein as the close -145 favourite, leaving Rebecki as the +120 underdog. 70% of Topology are backing Klein, with 88% thinking it goes the distance. Rebecki has never been submitted but has 7 submission wins, 1 decision loss, 4 decision wins, mostly winning by knockout with 9, and has been knocked out twice. Klein has only been knocked out once, has 9 knockout wins, 8 submission wins, but has been submitted twice and lost twice to the judges. He's won 6 times on the cards. I think this one goes the distance, regardless of the winner. Neither fighter seems likely to hunt submissions heavily. They're both looking to land that 10th knockout. Should be a hard 15-minute scrap, where each pieces each other up equally, probably ending in a split decision. I lean Klein, but not super confident. It could end before the distance. My official pick is Klein by decision. Next up on the prelims, Ikram Aliskerov versus Jun-Yong Park. Ikram Aliskerov is 32 and 6 foot, with a record of 16-2. He sparked out Wally Alves via flying knee and punches in his 2023 UFC debut, but was sparked out by Robert Whittaker via uppercut to ground punches in 2024. He then sparked out Andre Muniz via left hook to ground punches in April 2025. Jun-Yong Park is 34 and 5'10", with a record of 19-6. He lost a split decision to Andre Muniz in 2023, but won one over Brad Tavares in 2024, then won a unanimous decision over Ismail Nordiev in June 2025. The odds have Aliskerov as the -275 favourite, leaving Park as the +220 underdog. 83% of Topology are backing Aliskerov, with 71% predicting a knockout. Aliskerov has only lost by knockout, twice, but has 7 knockout wins, 5 submissions and 3 decisions. Park has 8 decision wins but 3 losses, 6 submission wins, 2 losses and 5 knockouts, with only 1 knockout loss. The last time Park secured a knockout win was 2018. Even a submission hasn't happened since 2023. He's gone the distance in his last 3 fights, which seems to favour Aliskerov much more. He's likely to finish him here. A submission is possible, but I'm leaning toward a knockout. With his reach and height advantage, after a round of piecing Park up, I see him getting the finish. If Park can even survive that long, my official pick is Aliskerov by knockout. Finishing the prelims we have Nasrat Haqparast versus Quillan Salkild. Nasrat Haqparast is 30 and 5'10", with a record of 18-5. He sparked out Jamie Mullarkey via punches in 2023, then won split decisions over Jared Gordon in 2024 and Esteban Ribovics in March 2025. Quillan Salkild is 25 and 6 foot, with a record of 9-1. He won a unanimous decision over Gage Young, winning his UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series in 2024, sparked out Anshul Jubilee via right cross in his February debut, then won a unanimous decision over Yanal Ashmos in June 2025. The odds are near even, with Haqparast at -105 and Salkild at -115. Topology slightly favour Salkild, with 51% backing him, 79% thinking it goes the distance. Haqparast has won 8 times on the judges' cards, losing 3 of them. He has 10 knockout wins, only being knocked out once, and has been submitted once, never getting a submission win. Salkild has only lost once by submission, pulling off 3 submission wins, 3 knockouts and 3 decision wins. This fight has everyone split, with a slight lean towards Salkild. I agree with Topology here. He didn't look great his last time out. Still getting the unanimous decision win, but brother needs to lock in here. If he comes out focused and avoids being knocked out, I think he can take it on the cards. I don't see Haqparast throwing submission attempts, so my official pick is Salkild by decision. Opening up the main card, Aleksandar Rakic versus Azamat Murzakanov. Aleksandar Rakic is 33 and 5'4", with a record of 14-5. He lost to Jan Błachowicz via leg injury in 2022, was sparked out by Jiří Procházka via ground and pound, then lost a unanimous decision to Magomed Ankalaev, both in 2024. Azamat Murzakanov is 36 and 5'10", with a record of 15-0. He won a unanimous decision over Dustin Jacoby in 2023, sparked out Alonzo Menefield via punches in 2024, then sparked out Brenson Ribeiro via left hook to ground strikes in June 2025. The odds are near even, with Rakic at -105 and Mirzakhanov at -115, but 72% of Tology leans toward Mirzakhanov, with 83% predicting a knockout. Rakic has 1 submission win and loss, 2 decision losses but 4 wins, and has been knocked out twice with 9 wins by knockout. Mirzakhanov has 1 submission win, 3 decision wins and 11 knockouts, and of course has never lost. Rakic's last 3 losses aren't to bad competition, but it's not a good look when he hasn't won a fight since 2021. Beating Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith before that isn't much to brag about either. On the other hand, Mirzakhanov has been knocking out the majority of his opponents, with the odd unanimous decision here and there. He is clearly winning fights, whether it goes the distance or not. So my question is not if Rakic can win, but if he can survive to lose on the cards. I don't think so. Mirzakhanov has a big height advantage, and I think he gets the finish here. My official pick is Mirzakhanov by knockout. Our unofficial featured fight of the night, Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. Alexander Volkov is 37-6-7, with a record of 38-11. He choked out Tai Tuivasa via Ezekiel choke in 2023, won a unanimous decision over Sergey Pavlovich, but was robbed of a split decision to Cyril Gane, both in 2024. Jailton Almeida is 34-5-3, with a record of 22-3. He was sparked out by Curtis Blades via hammer fists, then choked out Alexander Romanov via rear naked choke, both in 2024. After that, he sparked out Sergey Spivak via punches from back mount in January 2025. The odds have Almeida as the -175 favourite, leaving Volkov as the +145 underdog. 54% of Topology are backing Almeida, with 64% thinking he gets the submission. Volkov has gone the distance 16 times, losing 6 of them. He has been knocked out twice, but has a huge 24 knockouts, being submitted 3 times but getting the submission 4 times. Almeida has never been submitted, with 13 submission wins and 8 knockout wins. He has only been knocked out twice, losing on the cards once and winning the other time. It doesn't seem likely that Volkov is going to submit Almeida. Similarly, I don't see Almeida knocking him out either. The options here seem to be Volkov by knockout or decision, and Almeida by submission, maybe a knockout, but I don't see it with the height difference. I was originally backing Almeida to get the submission, but I'm switching sides. I think the height's going to be a huge factor in this fight, and I think Volkov is going to come out proving a point due to his last fight being a robbery. I'm not too sure if he manages to get a knockout, though. It might be worth a side bet. My official pick is Volkov by decision. Our official featured fight of the night, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. Umar Nurmagomedov is 29-5-8, with a record of 18-1. He won unanimous decisions over Bekzat Almakhan, then Cory Sandhagen, both in 2024, but then he lost one to Merab Dvalishvili in his title shot. Mario Bautista is 32-5-9, with a record of 16-2. He won a unanimous decision over Ricky Simon, then a split decision over Jose Aldo, both in 2024, then won a unanimous decision over Patchy Mix in June 2025. The odds have Nurmagomedov as a huge -450 favourite, leaving Bautista as the +330 underdog. Same goes for Topology. 89% are backing Nurmagomedov, with 88% thinking it goes the distance. Nurmagomedov has 2 knockouts, 7 submissions, and has gone the distance 10 times, only losing once on the cards. On the flip side, Bautista has only lost by being finished twice, 1 knockout, 1 submission, but he has 3 knockout wins, 6 submissions, and 7 decisions, never losing on the cards. Nurmagomedov has only lost to the Machine, which is it even a loss at this point, who doesn't lose to Merab, whereas Bautista's best win is a dragged-out hugging match over Aldo. Even his recent win against Bellator legend Patchy Mix was boring. Not that Nurmagomedov is much more entertaining, but he at least has a higher output, managing to keep up a little with Merab at least. I don't see Bautista keeping up with the pressure on him for 3 hard rounds, so my official pick is Nurmagomedov by decision. For our co-main event, Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern. Virna Jandiroba is 37-5-3 with a record of 22-3. She won a unanimous decision over Lupita Godinez, then submitted Amanda Lemos via armbar, both in 2024, then won a unanimous decision over Xiaonan Yan in April 2025. Mackenzie Dern is 32-5-4 with a record of 15-5. She lost a unanimous decision to Amanda Lemos, but won one over Lupita Godinez in 2024, then submitted Amanda Ribas via armbar in January 2025. The odds have Dern as the slight -140 favourite, leaving Jandiroba as the +110 underdog. On the contrary, 76% of Topology are backing Jandiroba, with 88% thinking it goes the distance. Jandiroba has gone the distance 10 times, only losing 3 times. She's never been finished, with a knockout win and 14 submissions, 8 of which were in the first round. Dern has never been submitted and has 8 submission wins herself. With 7 decision wins and 4 decision losses, she has been knocked out once, and never knocked anyone out. Important to mention, Jandiroba hasn't knocked out anyone either. Her knockout was a doctor's stoppage from an arm-shoulder injury. So let's put a knockout out of the question. Now it's down to a submission or decision win. Spite having a good record for both fighters, I don't think either of them are going to get the submission. I might lean Jandiroba, but not really for Dern. I think it goes the distance and mostly likely not in her favour either. So my official pick is Jandiroba by decision. And the main event of the night, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Tom Aspinall is 32-6-5 with a record of 15-3. He sparked out Marcin Tybura via straight right to ground and pound, then sparked out Sergei Pavlovich via right hook and hammer fists, both in 2023, then sparked out Curtis Blades via counter jab to ground strikes in July 2024. Cyril Gane is 35-6-4 with a record of 13-2. He was choked out by John Jones via guillotine choke, but then he sparked out Sergei Spivak via punches, both in 2023, then won a robbery split decision over Alexander Volkov in 2024. The odds have Aspinall as the heavy 425 favourite, leaving Gane as the +320 underdog. 94% of Topology are backing Aspinall, with 50% predicting a knockout and 47% predicting a submission. Aspinall has never gone the distance, or to round 3 for that matter. The only times he went the second round he was disqualified for 12-6 elbows, was subbed and got a sub. He's got 3 first-round submissions and 11 first-round knockouts, losing by knee injury once. Gane has never been knocked out, only being submitted once, and losing on the cards once. He's got 4 decision wins, 3 submissions and 6 knockouts. So on one side we have Aspinall's freak losses, all coming with unfortunate reasoning, and on the other side Gane only losing to John Jones and Francis Ngannou, which are fair losses too. So the question is, can Aspinall put his name next to these heavyweight legends? I think so. As long as a freak accident doesn't happen and Gane doesn't manage to pull off the biggest surprise attack. Even if he drags Aspinall into deep water surviving that first round, I don't see him getting weaker, I just see a later finish. That being said, my official pick is Aspinall by knockout. So that wraps up the joint decision for UFC 321. Quick recap. This week on the mic we've got leading commentary from John Anik, with colour commentary from Daniel Cormier, and Laura Sanko will be replacing Joe Rogan. News. Spite Umar Nurmagomedov saying he has nothing to prove heading into his return, he promises fans a rare treat. Personally, I can't imagine what he is talking about, as this is probably going to be the most boring fight on the card. Mackenzie Dern has claimed she would not be ready to fight former champion Weili Zhang, Spite fighting Virna Jandiroba for the strawweight title this weekend. Not a good look. John Jones already has over 20 tweets drafted ready to post if Aspinall loses, or even if he wins less impressively than he did over Gane, but this is just speculation. Fight shorts. Aspinall has gotten his custom shorts, displaying his national pride with the British flag, with features like the winding wheel and the bee, symbolising him being from a mining town in Manchester. Some people are calling them the worst shorts in history. While they aren't my favourite, I do think they are better than many of the others. All right, on to the bets. Here's where the money's at. Money lines: Abdul Karim Al-Selwadi. Decisions: Azat Maksum, Hamdi Abdelwahab, Ludovic Klein, Quillan Salkild, Alexander Volkov, Umar Nurmagomedov, Werner Jandiroba. Knockouts: Jose Delgado, Ikram Aliskerov, Azamat Mirzakhanov, Tom Aspinall. Submissions: Jacqueline Amorim, Walter Walker. Bonus bets: Walter Walker by submission, Alexander Volkov knockout, Tom Aspinall by first round knockout, Jacqueline Amorim and Werner Jandiroba by decision, Azat Maksum versus Mitch Raposo, Chris Barnett versus Hamdi Abdelwahab, Mateusz Rembecki versus Ludovic Klein, Nasrat Hakparast versus Quillan Salkild, Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista, Werner Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern. All to go the distance. Feeling risky? Try the Degen Savage Parlay. Jacqueline Amorim, Azat Maksum, Hamdi Abdelwahab, Jose Delgado, Walter Walker, Abdul Karim Al-Selwadi, Ludovic Klein, Ikram Aliskerov, Quillan Salkild, Azamat Mirzakhanov, Alexander Volkov, Umar Nurmagomedov, Werner Jandiroba, Tom Aspinall. Or go all in with the ultimate Degen Savage Parlay. Jacqueline Amorim by submission, Azat Maksum by decision, Hamdi Abdelwahab by decision, Jose Delgado by knockout, Walter Walker by submission, Abdul Karim Al-Selwadi moneyline, Ludovic Klein by decision, Ikram Aliskerov by knockout, Quillan Salkild by decision, Azamat Mirzakhanov by knockout, Alexander Volkov by decision, Umar Nurmagomedov by decision, Werner Jandiroba by decision, Tom Aspinall by knockout. That's it for UFC 321 by joint decision.